Welcome to Charter Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance in Riverside today, and we are joined by Virginia Blumenthal. She is the president of the Riverside Community College District, and there are many reasons to celebrate as we speak today. One, I'll say it, you don't have to, but you were recently awarded the Krieger Award for Outstanding Achievement as a lawyer.
That's correct. It's
Tell us.
the Riverside County Bar Association, actually most distinguished award that they give. They do not give it annually. In fact, it hasn't been given out for 5 years. And it's the James H. Krieger, which actually honors attorneys who go above just the practice of law, and this talks about what they give to the community.
And you give so much.
Oh, I appreciate
You are the president of the RCCD.
Yes.
You're currently developing ethics regulations for the city
Ad
of
hoc
Riverside.
ethics committee, yes.
And there's so much more. I do want to say, I don't mean to be a sycophant, but you're a bit of a trailblazer. When you became a lawyer, were you the first woman? I know there's
I was the first woman to break through in Riverside.
Right, what did that mean? Don't be humble?
I was a girl attorney, and
girl attorney, right.
you were not accepted,
Right.
and you just kept putting one foot in front of the
Right.
other, and I'm here and they're not.
And they absolutely are not. But what is here is RCC. In fact, it's been here for 100
Next year, 2016, is our
26
centennial celebration.
What does that mean to the city of Riverside, the community of Riverside, to you as a
I'm an
native?
alumna, yes.
You're an alum. Are you native? I can't remember if you grew up.
No, not quite, but
Okay.
pretty close
Pretty
to
close. Yeah. What does it mean to you?
it. What it means is that it's such a thrill to celebrate 100 years of a wonderful institution. It is truly a college of the community.
Right.
And the city of Riverside and the surrounding areas love RCC. I mean, there is such an affection. You can rarely talk with anybody who has either not gone there themselves, have friends or family who have taken classes there, but it's a core of the community.
And I want to understand why. There are, I think, 112 community colleges throughout the state. And all are, I'm sure, loved in a certain way. But I've been covering Riverside for 5 years now. You're right. I mean, I feel it. That there is something about RCC, whether you're the president of the board of trustees or someone who never went to RCC, there is that affinity.
There's been so much cooperation and partnerships between the city and that college, whether helping citizens out, whether helping the college out, offering adjunct classes for citizens to take. There's partnerships, for example, the Aquatic Center.
Right.
We have Performance Riverside at Landis Auditorium. The quad, I mean, the infamous quad that is such a beautiful historic building.
And when I think about the last 5 years, when so many institutions were facing accreditation crises, were facing funding crises, RCCD was not facing those crises.
We are very fiscally conservative, and we are very involved with helping us to go forward. No, they evaluated half of the community colleges for accreditation in the state of California. Out of all of those, only 7 received full accreditations
During that era.
without any sort of problems with it. And 3 of those 7 was Riverside City College, Moreno Valley College, and Norco College.
And the latter, Corona and Moreno Valley.
Moreno Valley.
I'm
sorry, Norco and Moreno Valley.
Norco and Moreno Valley, they are celebrating 25 years.
That is correct. 25 years, the same as we celebrate 100 years.
And what's remarkable about those 2 institutions, Moreno Valley and Norco, is that they were accredited independently of RCC about 5 years ago in the midst of this crisis.
Absolutely, absolutely.
How'd that happen?
You have team efforts, you have people working together. When you can work for the better good of everything, as opposed to all the infighting that we can see. We have people on opposite ends of the political spectrum everywhere, but most of our problems don't have political labels.
Right.
And everyone works to solve those problems.
Simultaneous with these anniversaries, RCC is opening a culinary academy.
Correct.
Is it an arts college?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Well, it's actually it's the Coyle School for the Arts.
Oh, good.
Henry Coyle donated $5 million endowment, and the school has been named after his parents. And that's all down. It's an amazing development that is downtown on the corner of actually almost a city block of Mission Inn Boulevard. I'm sorry, University Avenue and Market Street.
Beautiful. I want to speak with you about fundraising. You bring that up. And it's hard to deny that four-year institutions have become such monster fundraisers. What can community colleges do to march down that path? Because in the final analysis, I mean, look, you went to RCC. put you on a path to become the Krieger Award winner. But yet, a lot of people like you, they think about their 4-year, they think about their law school. How do we get the folks to think about their 2 years in their philanthropy?
My problem is everyone knows I graduated from RCC, but nobody knows where else I went to school.
That's true. Yeah.
Because
Where
I
did
do
you
brag.
get your 4 degree?
I actually, at the time I went to, it was called San Fernando Valley State, now called
Cal State Northridge.
Northridge.
Right.
I got my bachelor's and master's
Got it.
there.
Okay.
We are doing that fundraising.
Right.
We know that we have to deal with a different system of financing. When Henry Coyle donated his $5 million endowment, it is going to programming, which is not the buildings. That we've used our Measure C funds and we've leveraged those funds. But it is going to the programming and development of the School of the Arts.
Because it's undeniable that while community college in California is still the most affordable of any equivalent, it still can be expensive. It's still $46 a unit. That's still a decent amount. You know, some institutions are looking to give free semesters for the first year or for years for local residents, but those are done through, you know, large gifts, endowments.
It is, but what we're talking about is we could not offer them the School of the Arts if we didn't have this type of donation.
I understand.
And that's part of what we're doing for our centennial celebration, is having our centennial fundraising efforts.
I want to ask about funding, which comes from the state, because in the final analysis, without state funding, our community colleges would be incredibly expensive.
That's correct.
As you know, community colleges like K-12 faced tremendous crises in terms of funding during the recession. Things are a lot better now.
Yes.
Better economy and Prop 30, which dedicated very significant funds to K-12, K-14. Yeah. Part of Prop 30's funding is presumably vanishing at the end of 2016. It's the sales tax portion. It sunsets. Are you concerned?
No.
Why?
And I'll tell you why. At least not for our district.
Okay.
We use the Prop 30 funds that we receive for stopgap measures. We did not use it for part of our ongoing budget. And we were warned about that at the very beginning. And the one thing about our district is that we are very financially conservative and take a look at those issues.
What about for Moreno Valley and Norco?
Same. It's the same district.
So there are efforts to extend Prop 30, at least the sales tax portion. As we speak today, the governor is not supporting those efforts, but it could be on the ballot.
It could
Independent. What do you make of that? Is that something, because look, it could benefit RCC. I mean, in the end, it could be a benefit. Is that something that you hope to see on the ballot, or do you think that there's
Not necessarily. I think there are other ways of doing it. Keep in mind, they kept raising community college tuition so they could support the state budget. They're the ones that get our tuition. We don't get it.
Right.
If we got our own money, that would be a lot better, as they do with the UC and CSU system.
Are you concerned at the same time that because the governor has been so dedicated to raising money for K-12, K-14, some would say to the detriment of other budget items, that at a certain point, the other budget items are going to start clamoring, and that...
Well, but he took the money from K through 12 and also community college. I have a rough time with the K through 14 because he didn't give us certain monies that he gave to K through 12.
There's no doubt that K-12 has been the favorite child.
That is correct. And community colleges have been almost like the stepchild.
But better than at least the universities?
That is true.
I mean...
And we've proven ourselves over and over again so we can get that attention to say we are worthy of it. You really want us there and you want us to be good.
And do you see, as we go into another budget cycle in 2016, that community colleges will again be protected?
I believe they will. But I don't think that the governor can say that he would support continuing it because he gave his word.
He did. I mean, he was very clear. We'll have to see, though. You never know.
I don't know
her name is Virginia Blumenthal. She is, amongst other things, the president of the Riverside Community College District. My name is Brad Pomerance. We're in Riverside, and this is Charter Local Edition.